Alrighty, let's start this video. We'll first start by going to the app. I always select start from scratch, simply because, I don't know, it gives you just a bigger template to work with, and you can kind of make it look however you want. So I always start with that, and then the first thing I do is add a background. Sometimes that's the last thing people do, but I always make it my first step, because the other background kind of makes everything, I don't know, I like, it makes everything kind of look weird in the beginning. So I always like having a background before I start adding anything. And then I start with my main outfit. You can make it bigger and then crop it. That button crops it out. Let's not make it that big. And then you can outline it and color it, whatever. The outline button is right here. And then you can choose what size you want for it and what color. Once that's done, I try to duplicate and see how much I want. So for this picture, I'm going to do, let's say I'll do 3. So now that we have 3, we can find a place for them. I usually like to make them big. I'll play around with it, some big, some small. It just depends on how you want it to look. But you can play around with it, and there's different options like this button here, the transform. You can flip it and it kind of looks neat. So say like we flip these two, make it look like that. I'll make this just a tiny bit bigger. And then that one can kind of hide in the back like that. Yeah, that way it kind of looks like almost like a music video. Yeah, but like this, you could play around with it. I used to be big on adding shadows, but recently, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of it. Like you can if you want to add a shadow, but I just don't like it, to be honest. I think it looks fine without it. Sometimes there's this app button that I really like to use. It lets you do some sort of effect on some of them so they're not as bright, or like not a main focus point. So if you click through the different options, that's why I also like having the background in first, because if you ever want to play around with this, it's best to have the background that you're going to choose. That way you know how it's going to look, because some of it might not work for the background you want and some might. So for this one, we'll probably just do this and stick to that one for the regular one. Even if you don't want it to be so, like if you want to make one of them blurry, you can choose that option. My bad. And then decrease the focus on that, so it's not as bright. And then I'll do that for both. So once you have that set up, you can add, I always add some sort of border, so I have somewhere for my accessories. This is cool because you can just move it up and down and get it to be shaped how you want it to be shaped. You can also color it or fill it in with whatever background, or whatever you want it to look like. Choose the colors, etc. So yeah, so we kind of now have some sort of design. This is normally my go-to. Like, I love having the outfit here, the accessories here. It's easy to work with this, but you can always switch it where you, if you even want to flip your device and put the outfit up top, outfit here, accessories here, whatever. This app lets you play around with it I'll start with the makeup. I hope you're able to see what I'm doing, but you can outline it, and then the color options right there. We'll get some lips, outline, colors right there. When you're first getting your pictures, don't worry about placement so much. You can move them around. Say I get a full pic and I just want the earrings, it lets you crop it out too. So I'll crop out her dress as well. That way we just have the earrings in the picture. And then you want to put an outline on it. Sometimes you can get all your pictures on there and then do the outline. I just think it's a little bit faster to outline as you go. Outline. And then I'm trying to think of if we're missing anything else. Yeah, I'm not gonna add shoes to this pic. I found shoes, but they're super ugly, so we're not gonna use it. Let's see where we want to put our nails. That's good. This is not bad, so whatever room, if there's like too much room left over, I always like to make this closer so there's not so much room on the outside. And then what we could do is add a shadow to this, since I don't have a lot of pictures. Sometimes if you like add multiple jewelry, or you add like a sword or something, you could do that. And then angle it however you want, to be honest. Just whatever looks good for that picture. I kind of like it being close together, but if you like it spread apart, you could do that too. The next thing you do is there's a keyboard, but you write your name. Sorry, I'm holding the camera and then trying to type at the same time. Okay. And then you can choose a font. It has a lot of options, but you can choose. This one's one of my favorites. And then you can do a little bit of an outline for your font and then fill your font up. And then I'm probably going to change the outline color to something a little bit brighter. Okay. So yeah, that's the outline for the name. We have all our pictures on there. If you want to do any additional messing around with the photos, you can, but I think it looks okay for now. And then the last thing I do is overlay. Overlay is the like last filter, like that you can put up on top of the whole picture. It has a lot of options too. You just put something that kind of doesn't cover everything up, but just makes it look pretty. It has options for like stickers and stuff. I'm just not a big fan of it, to be honest. You can even fill it to look how you want, and place it places. I just am not big on the stickers, but sometimes it makes it look nice. Like that doesn't look too bad at all. Like, see, if we outline it and color it, it doesn't look bad at all. It's like a little flower up top. And then yeah, you have your name, you have your all your pictures, you have a good placement for them. Let's see if we can, like, you could always flip these to look how you want. So if you like it better this way, you can do that. And that's your final picture. And then you can hit save.